ready. You can hit it.
So normally, our human mission in this life, we have the education, family, and our career. So everybody sitting here, we always hope our family and our love in the future will have the better quality of life. But even now, some old people or young people in the Asian, they still keep the condition in their mind that we should marry first, then we focus to the career after the young people graduate. But I must proclaim that the young people should marry after they have the consistent economic and high position. So the young people who consider to the marriage, then the consider to the have consistent economic, they maybe can remorse after that. So according to the Hardy, she is the member of the National Center for Biotechnology Information, U.S. National Library of Medicine. She said, economic strain lowers overall marital quality through its influence on marital interaction. So if young people marry before they have the consistent economic, the marriage will become depressed for their life and their career. I just take the example from the intelligent pupil. So how do they cheat with the married after they graduate from the college? According to Murphy, she had the chance to interview the CEO of Facebook. I think almost of you guys know about him. He has become the billionaire when he was 23 years old. So if with the pupil they keep the condition that they must marry, so he became the billionaire when he was 23 years old. This time he can marry. But no, he changed the opposite way. He said he want to focus more about the job. He can complete all his passion and learn more experience in the life before he can spend half his lifetime to protect his family, to take care of his love in the future. So this is how the intelligent young people, they think about the marriage. But although that, but some the young people, they still keep the condition. If you marry first, you will have the more advantage for the job and career. They said if you marry first, you will have the people beside you, share with you when you distress. You have the people support you when you have problem. So what do you think when one day you come back to the home after the tired with the work in the company, have the kids run out and say daddy or mommy, and have the people all the way waiting you in the house and cook for you a good meal. This is the sweet dream, right? However, go with the sweet is always the salty. So according to the Hardy, she said, marriage couple arguments over money were more intense and recurring than other source of disagreement. The young people, after they marriage, the first thing they have the depressed and conflict each day is about the financial. How to pay the tax, how to pay the bill, how to pay the insurance and the debt. I have read some information from the Third Money Benefits. This is the famous magazine. They discussed about the economic global of US. So they have the one analysis. Average a couple wedding cost in the US, they have the cost is the $30,000. So 33% of one couple, they borrow money from the bank to organize the marriage. So I just take an easy example. You can pay all of the debt after 3 years. 1 month bank interest is the 10%. After three years, you must pay the debt $35,000. So after you marry, without no consistent economic, without a stable job, you have more the debt. And still from the third money benefits, they have one example. You're raising the kid from when they was born to the day 18 years old, not including the money for the college. The estimate, the amount is the $250,000. So with the intelligence, young people, after they graduate the college, they focus to the job, have the consistent economic, and complete on the passion before the marriage. They could have the more advantage in their life after the marriage. And the happy rate in their family is higher. According to the NRC, is the freelance writer article on cultural religion in Chicago and Washington town. She said, later marriage can lead to a more stable union for several reasons. So, if you have the consistent, the economic for the marriage, you can complete on the passion you want. You can enjoy the youth. You can travel everywhere with your family without depressed about the finance. You don't need worry about your children's future. And one more example from the third benefits money. They said the one student average they borrow the money to study in the college in the 10 years. So if in the young time you can pay all of the debt in the 10 years for the loans of the college. So after you marry, your family can use the salaries more freedom, for more satisfied, to upgrade the car, buy the house, go to travel, shopping, you can do anything you want. And young people, please don't say, after I married, I can come back to have the assistance from my parents. They grow up you the more 23 years that you have after graduate the college, you cannot come back and ask the money from them. So the intelligent people, they will know how to make your family happy and have the better quality of life. With the student, I hope you guys should be focused to the education after graduate and follow and have a consistent economy, find a job and complete your passion before you decided to marry. And just decided to marry when you have enough the ability to give them the better quality of life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now wait, we're going to have you stay where you are, okay? And at this time, if you have some questions that you think you can ask him, we'll raise our hands, and if you wouldn't mind, Minh, going ahead and calling on a student. Try not to call on the same student all the time, but, you know, to try and get a variety. They'll ask you your question, and just do the best that you can to answer what they have, okay? All right, we'll open it up for questions. Who's ready?
Yeah.
Me?
Samuel?
Okay, so you said that you can enjoy your life before marriage more when you're young, especially. So I have a question for you. What stops you from having fun already with your spouse or with your wife, let's say, and maybe later also children? Can you have fun also with, you know, can you imagine having fun also, you know, with already your wife, also when you're young?
So you mean you can marry when you're young?
Yes, like, because you said that you can have kind of more fun when you're not married and you're young. So why?
Because my topic I said about the young people after graduate the college, they should have a consistent finance before the marriage. So if this time you without the consistent economic, you don't have a stable job, and you decided you married, you must know how to balance between the time for the job and for your family. But this time you have a lot of the debt. You must focus to the job more to make more the money to pay the debt and to bring more the money to take care of your family. So that's time you cannot have fun, you cannot go to travel, you cannot do anything you want because you must burden the debt and burden your love too.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Eden.
Alright, I don't really know if this is answered or not, but you said wedding was like pretty expensive, but it's also expensive for someone who's like in their late 40s. Well, let's say they picked a low-paying job, and their partner decided to stay as a stay-at-home spouse. Would this be a healthy economic household, and how is it different from someone who's in their 20s?
So you mean after the marriage you can live in the parents' house or?
No, like they picked let's say they're 40 years old and they picked a lower-paying job like church work. I mean, it's a lot lower paying than something that's like an office work. But then their spouse or their girlfriend, say, is living with them, and she's just a stay-at-home spouse. How is it different from someone who's in their 20s who pick the same road?
This is.
Okay, so someone who maybe saved their money and decided to go the career route like you suggest, versus someone who maybe still went the career route first, but they decided in the end to take a lower paying job, still have low money. So even though they might have chosen your route, no matter what choice, they have low paying job. So, and not a lot of money. So what difference would that make for that family if they're in the same, I guess, situation? Is that kind of what you're saying, I think, kind of?
So that means the one people they work for the lower, they have a lower pay.
Yeah, like they still go to school,
Yeah.
but, and they choose not to marry until later, but they still choose a low paying job. So maybe they don't have the ease of paying off their debt so quickly. So how is that different than someone who decides, let's marriage right away? So because you say marriage right away could mean a lot of debt. He says, what if I still wait, pick a job, but it's still low paying? I'm still in the same place. Either I choose your side or I choose to go through a job with low pay. So is it not the same? No? Not, does anyone else want to try? Like I said, I might not be explaining it very well though either, so I don't know if it, you understand? You understand? Okay, one more time, and we'll try. It's okay, one more time. We'll try. Okay, so I decide to not get married.
Yeah.
I decide to focus on my career.
Yeah.
And I make, money and I cover my expenses. Okay? Second person. I decide I am, oh no, you say, yeah, I go to school, sorry, I go to school, not get married. I go to school. But my job doesn't pay me a lot of money. Then I decide, don't go to school, get married, and then get my job. I'm still low money. So even if I choose to skip marriage, go get my education, but I still don't get paid a lot. What if I choose a low paying job?
Oh, so one person, they go to school, and after that they have the lower pay from the
Yes,
parents.
they're
One
not getting
person,
paid a lot. Yeah.
They decide don't go to school, and they still have the lower pay for the career.
So how is that, help their position?
Okay.
Mhm.
So the young people, after they graduate from the college, they have a lot of the chance, opportunity to find more job in a lot of the area. Because they just they take care about their parents, right? And they don't need burden any the debt, and they don't have any to tie them. So with the person, they decided do not go to the college, and they still have the lower pay from the job, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing, the disadvantage of them, they don't have the more experience from the college as like the first person. And if they decided marriage during the time he still have a lower pay, they will the marriage will make an imposition him, because if you have the marriage at this time, you cannot go far and live your love alone in the house. You don't have the more opportunity to go anywhere or prefer with the position and find a new job, because I just want stable in here. This is a safe one for me to have the salary from this job, right? And you must burden you don't have the house yet. You still dependent on your parents. So this is not good way, because in my speech I said the young people, your parents grow up you more 23 years. So don't come back to the parents how and ask them about, can you assist me about the finance? You need to take care of them after you graduate or you after you can find a job you work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we're gonna go ahead and end it there, but let's give Min a round of applause. Thank you so much. All right.